Good afternoon to you all. I invite you all, the teachers and dear students. You are all welcome for this program. I hope you are all watching us. Three of us, our beloved Secretary, Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar, Controller of Examinations, Mr. Irfan, and me as the Content Manager of the Society are present here to participate in this program and share some of our ideas, plans and views with you this afternoon. First, our Secretary would address you all for a few minutes. Later, Mr. Irfan, as the Controller of Examinations, would also speak to you on academic matters for this year. Now we have here in our midst our beloved, erudite, adventurous, chivalrous Secretary, Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar, who had taken over the mantle of running this Social Welfare Educational Institution Society exactly a year back. It was on 4th July 2012 that he wore the mantle. Since then, all of you are aware the amount of energy, the amount of intellect that he had put and inspired us all. Today, this morning, the staff at the headquarters in Hyderabad joined and greeted him on the completion of a successful 1 year. He had rendered marvelous, most admirable services, bringing in a lot of new plans, new ideas, and improving the standards in the field of education. Now, our Secretary, Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar, will address and speak to you for a few minutes. After that, Mohammed Irfan, the Controller of Examinations, also will speak to you. And then, in the end, some of you could interact with our Secretary as well as the Controller of Examinations when the numbers scroll on the TV. So, be happy, be cheerful, feel free to ask questions. You are welcome. Sir, Secretary, we congratulate you at the foremost for having come to our society with zeal and having put in a lot of inspiration in us, and also especially for your love for the children. That is what we admire in you. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, children. Good afternoon, teachers and the parents. It is my privilege to be here, and I am so proud to be the Secretary of this society, and then so proud to be the custodian of your parents' trust, and so proud to be a pathfinder, explorer, and then the person who is strengthening the hands of teachers in the mission of empowering the poor children. Friends, my happiness has no bounds today, because as Fatima Reddy rightly pointed out, that I have completed one full year, very eventful year. So I have completed one full year, so in this society. So the credit goes to you, not to the secretary. The secretary is only a front end of the entire society, but the hard work and the perseverance of the teachers, and then hard work and then dedication of the students to achieve the brilliant results, all is in the back end. So friends, I am really happy. Secondly, I am also happy to announce to you all that I am being promoted as Inspector General of Police. So it is a great milestone in my life that I started my career as Assistant Superintendent of Police way back in 1995. But having crossed so many milestones, today I am promoted as Inspector General of Police. It's a great moment in my life, and then it's again a great moment in my life that as Inspector General of Police I am heading this society, and then it is a great honor to me. Friends, today I am here to tell you very few things, very important things. After that we will have a very meaningful discussion. Friends, we are going through a transition. We had addicted to older ways of teaching, older ways of learning. But today we have to take a decision, and we had to take a decision that we will not follow the old path. What was our old path? Our old path was very monotonous. It was totally a monologue. It was not at all a purposeful session in the schools, and it was totally dominated by rote learning. Friends, today in our principals conference, me and all your principals and all our teachers, we took a very tough decision. The decision is not to follow the rote learning method. My dear friends, so hereafter you will not memorize anything without understanding the meaning of it. That is the first promise you have to make to your secretary on the eve of completion of his 1 year. The first promise you are going to make, I repeat, that you will always try to understand what you are learning. Telugulo cheppalante, meeru chaduvutunna prati aksharam, prati sentence, ప్రతి పుస్తకం కూడా దాంట్లో ఉన్న భావం, ఆ భాష, అవన్నీ కూడా మీ మెదడులోకి అర్థవంతంగా చేరేంత వరకు కూడా మీరు నిద్రపోకూడదు. అంతే తప్ప గుడ్డిగా బట్టి పట్టడం అనేది ఈ రోజు నుంచి మీరు మానేయాలి. ఇది మీరు మీ సెక్రటరీకి ఇచ్చే మొట్టమొదటి ప్రామిస్. ఫ్రెండ్స్, ద సెకండ్ ప్రామిస్ విచ్ యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు గివ్ టు యువర్ సెక్రటరీ ఈజ్ యూ విల్ నాట్ యూజ్ గైడ్స్. You will not use any guide for that matter, be it Vijeta, be it Vikram, be it VGS, be it any guide. But please don't use guides. Why we are not allowing the guides in our schools? Because somebody who is sitting in Vijayawada, or somebody who is sitting in Hyderabad, or someone who is sitting in Visakhapatnam, they collect 2 to 3 people, and then they start writing answers to all the questions, and then they are printed as guides, and then they sell those guides at the cost of 100 rupees or 200 rupees, and they enter our notebooks, they enter our classrooms, and then school bags and whatnot, staff rooms. So our staff members, after reading those guides, and then you, after following those guides, you will write the same answer that fellow wanted you to write. But having got very good marks by following those guides, if you go out of educational institution, you will not get jobs. My dear friends, this is the second promise you are going to make. I am not here to create unemployees. I am not here to create refugees. I am here to create a meaningful, skilled, globally competent individuals out of this society. Guys, you have to give a great leadership to your communities. You may be from SC community, you may be from ST community, you may be from poor OBC community or poor OC community, or you may be from a very interior village. But it is your responsibility to give the leadership. If you follow the guides, you won't be able to give any leadership, because you will not get any creative thoughts. Then how is that you are going to create leadership? So my dear friends, this is the second promise you are going to give to your secretary, that you will not follow guides. Number 3, you will follow only textbooks, and then you will form yourselves into groups and then learn by yourself. Learn by yourself, forming into groups. The worldwide, the latest research, my dear friends, ante prapanchavyaptanga jarugutunna parishodhanallanni kuda ఏం చెప్తున్నాయంటే, ఎవరెవరైతే చిన్న చిన్న గ్రూపులుగా సమూహాలుగా విడిపోయి తమ దగ్గర ఉన్న ఒరిజినల్ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్ని బాగా చదువుకొని వాటిలో ఉన్న అర్థాన్ని, వాటిలో ఉన్న భాషను, తర్వాత భావాన్ని అర్థం చేసుకొని చిక్కు ప్రశ్నలకైనా అవలీలగా సమాధానాలు రాబడతారో వాళ్ళకే ఈ ప్రపంచంలో ఫ్యూచర్ ఉంది, భవిష్యత్తు ఉంది. మిగతా వాళ్ళందరూ కూడా ప్రపంచంలో సమాధైపోతారు. సో మై డియర్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, మై రిక్వెస్ట్ యూ ఈజ్ దట్ ప్లీజ్ ఫార్మ్ యోర్సెల్వ్స్ ఇంటూ గ్రూప్స్. This is the third promise you are going to make to your secretary. Number 4, I have requested all your teachers, I have been requesting all the teachers to help my children. You are all my sons and daughters. So I have not only have one son and one daughter, now I have 1,60,000 sons and daughters. This is a great responsibility I have taken on my shoulders, because your parents are very poor. They are living in very interior and inaccessible areas, and then they don't know what is a good food, and they don't know what is a comfortable sleep, and then they may not be having they do not know what is a good bedroom, what is good drawing room. But my dear friends, thanks to our Chief Minister Honorable Sri N. Kiran Kumar Reddy garu, and our Social Welfare Minister Pitani Satyanarayana garu, and then our Principal Secretary Raymond Peter garu. So we have wonderful facilities today. So my dear friends, so your parents may not be in a position to see what you are writing, what you are reading, what you are understanding, what you are reproducing in the examinations. But today it is my responsibility. It is my responsibility and my teacher's responsibility to empower you to learn good things in your life. So this is a third promise, that group discussion. You will follow yourselves into groups. Then fourth promise which you are going to make to your secretary is that you will learn tomorrow's lesson today itself. What do you mean by that? Friends, tomorrow let us say your teacher is going to teach you about magnetism. So today she would announce in the classroom that children, we are going to talk about magnetism tomorrow. So you take that notes, you take the textbook, and then you go back to your dormitory or wherever you have time. During your study times, you form yourselves into groups, and then try to understand what exactly is the magnetism, and then try to understand why only metals produce magnetism, why not other plastics, why not cloths. So why not other things can produce the magnetism? Why can we create magnets? Then what happens inside a iron block when it becomes a magnet? Why South Pole and South Pole can't attract each other? Only North Pole and South Pole, why do they attract each other? So like that, you must, when you start reading a lesson in advance, you will get so many doubts. If you don't get doubts in the classroom, that means you have not read the lesson. So once you get all these doubts, I request you to note them down in a class notebook. And then when you go back to classroom tomorrow in the first hour, you are going to ask teacher, ma'am, you please raise your hands, and then you are going to ask your teacher, ma'am, I have got this doubt. So why a metal becomes a magnet? I don't know. People call earth as a magnet. It's the biggest magnet ever possible in this universe. So why earth is called as a magnet, and what is happening in earth? So these are some of the questions you are expected to ask. We have told your teachers to handle all these questions. Your teachers are also very eager to answer all your questions, and then we have requested them to do lot of research. అంటే మీకు రేపు చెప్పబోయే పాఠాన్ని మీ ఉపాధ్యాయులు కానీ వీళ్ళందరూ కూడా బాగా పరిశోధించి వాళ్ళ టీచింగ్ డైరీలో కానీ వాళ్ళ లెసన్ ప్లాన్లో కానీ పూర్తిగా రాసుకున్న తర్వాతనే మీ క్లాస్ రూమ్కు రావాలని చెప్పారు. అది 4వ ప్రామిస్ మీరు మీ సెక్రటరీకి ఇవ్వాల్సింది ఏమిటంటే, మీరు దయచేసి రేపు జరగబోయే పాఠాన్ని ఇవాళే చదువుకోవడం. 5th point, my dear friends, we have introduced playway method in most of the classes. So 5th class, 6th class, 7th class, 8th class, 9th class, whichever class it is, We want teaching to be a kind of interactive dialogue and a playway method kind of activity. So it might involve dancing, it might involve singing, so it might involve many things. So but teaching is not a monologous boring activity. Other day I went to one school. I saw all our young friends, mana chinna chinna pillalandaru kuda, all our young friends were walking with like this. I don't want this behavior to be seen in our schools. And then most of the children, they were folding their hands. My dear friends, the folding of hands and then putting your index finger on your lips is nothing but you are trying to enslave yourself. అంటే మనం చిన్నప్పటి నుండే ఈ బానిసత్వానికి అలవాటు అవుతున్నాం. మై డియర్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, దయచేసి మనం బానిసత్వానికి అలవాటు అవ్వడము అన్న విషయాన్ని దయచేసి మీరు మర్చిపోండి. మనకు చాలా గొప్ప ఫ్యూచర్ ఉంది. మన తల్లిదండ్రులు ఎన్నో బాధల్లో ఉన్నారు. మన అమ్మ నాన్నలు ఎంతో కష్టపడుతున్నారు గ్రామీణ ప్రాంతాల్లో. కానీ ఆ కష్టాలన్నీ మీకుండకూడదని చెప్పేసి మా దగ్గరికి వచ్చి బ్రతిమిలాడి చాలామంది కూడా సీట్లు తీసుకొని పోతున్నారు. వాళ్ళందరూ మన స్కూల్లోకి వచ్చిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ వాళ్ళు ఊర్లలో ఏం చేస్తున్నారు ఏంటి అనేది అవన్నీ కూడా ఆలోచించకూడదని చెప్పేసి నేను చాలామంది కూడా విద్యార్థులకు చెప్తున్నాను. అందుకొరకు మై రిక్వెస్ట్ యూ ఈజ్ దాట్ you must not follow this kind of behavior, and then all the seniors who are really brilliant, you must work as teaching assistants. This is what we have told in Big 13 resolutions. Teaching assistant ante chaala mandi kuda chaala doubts unnayi. So teaching assistant ante em ledu, meeku aa subject lo chaala chakkati knowledge vachi meeku baga confidence vachesi వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, వస్తే మీ క్లాసులో ఉండే మిగతా పిల్లలు కానీ లేకపోతే జూనియర్ క్లాసెస్లో 5th class or 6th class స్టూడెంట్స్, ఇఫ్ దే హ్యావ్ ఎనీ డౌట్స్ ఆర్ యూ కెన్ గో అండ్ దెన్ టేక్ లెసన్ టు దెమ్ ఇన్ ద స్టడీ అవర్స్, or when teacher is on leave, you can always take that class and then you can handle all those children by explaining them. For that reason only we have conducted Voice for Girls camp and Summer Leadership for Camp Boys. Friends, I have no words to describe my excitement when I saw this Voice for Girls camps, girls, and then especially these 3 camps, Kurnool and then Gavlidoddi and then Rudravaram. I can't describe the excitement. The letters written by those children and then the way they spoke in the sessions, the way they reacted to mindset program, and then when I went to one school, Kokirapalli, so I saw so many children handling, and then other day I went to Veerapanenigudam to see these children practically handling all these, the moment they entered the class, it looked as if an electricity is entering into the class. The moment these children started playing energizers, all those 5th class children, their faces were litten. They were practically bright. So friends, so this is one practice, like you have to help your own colleagues. Manam help cheskopote evaru cheskoru. Tarvata another promise which you have to make to this secretary after completion of his 1 year, that you will not blame others for your mistakes. You will not blame your parents for your mistakes. You will not blame your teachers for your mistakes, and you will not blame your friends for your mistakes. You will have to blame yourself. My dear friends, please don't depend too much on teachers, because teachers are also busy in preparing for their lessons, busy preparing their own children for their careers. So all that you have to do is that you have to request your teachers to guide you, but not totally depend on you. No teacher in this world would give you total knowledge. You have to do your work as well. How long will you depend on teachers? మనం ఎన్ని రోజులు ఉపాధ్యాయుల మీద ఆధారపడి, ఎన్ని రోజులు పూర్తిగా వాళ్ళ సమయం అంతా కూడా మనకే కేటాయించాలని ఎందుకు కోరుకోవాలి? మనం కూడా మన వైపు పని చేయాలి. మీ ఉపాధ్యాయులను అడగండి, మీకు చాలా చక్కటి బుక్స్ ఏమన్నా మార్కెట్లో దొరికితే తీసుకురండి మేడం అని చెప్పండి, డబ్బులు మేము ఇస్తాం ఈ సొసైటీ నుండి. సో అలాగా మీకు ఎంత చక్కటి బుక్కులు కావాలన్నా కూడా మీ ఉపాధ్యాయుల నుంచి తీసుకొని వాళ్ళని అడిగితే వాళ్ళు తీసుకొస్తారు. తీసుకొచ్చిన తర్వాత ప్లీజ్ రీడ్ ఆల్ దోస్ బుక్స్, form yourselves into different groups and then read those books and then try to gain as much knowledge and then try to discuss. So friends, this is another important aspect. We are requesting your teachers to facilitate interaction between you and your colleagues, to facilitate interaction between different classes, to facilitate interaction between different schools and zones. So please don't depend totally on your teachers. In some schools there are no teachers, I agree. In some schools we have taken admission, but there are no teachers. So I feel very guilty. We are trying to develop as many resources as possible, we are trying to recruit as many teachers as possible, but it will take time. Some of our headquarter officers, they have visited different schools, and then they have told me, sir, these children do not have toilet, these children do not have this facility, that facility, furniture, whatnot. There are so many problems in our schools. But thanks to our Chief Minister again, we have SC Subplan. So SC Subplan is going to give us lot of funds. So within 6 to 7 months, we will be able to get lot of our problems solved. So till that time, you have to be really patient. But please remember that your secretary is always with you. I am not going to forget all those problems which you guys have been facing. So my dear friends, I really feel very good today because you have given me a great cooperation in the last 1 year. And similarly, friends, let me also honestly tell you, you have never belied my expectations. Naku enno aashalu unnayi. Aa aashalanti kuda meer poorthi chesaru. Aithe naku inka satisfaction ledu. Aina kuda 10th lo ee roju మన పర్సెంటేజ్ వచ్చేసి 94.25% వచ్చింది. రాబోయే కాలంలో ఇంకా గొప్ప పర్సెంట్, అంటే 94 కాదు, 96, 97, 98 కూడా పోయి APREA కన్నా ఇంకా మన గొప్ప సొసైటీగా తయారు కావాలని చెప్పి మీరందరూ కూడా ప్రయత్నం చేయాలి. దానికోసం మీరు నిరంతరం శ్రమించాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది. అదేవిధంగా మరి ఇంటర్మీడియట్లో కూడా మనం 84% తెచ్చుకున్నాం. మరి రాష్ట్రంలో కన్నా ఎక్కువగా మనకు పర్సెంటేజ్ వచ్చింది. చాలా గొప్ప విషయం. ఈరోజు ఏ రెసిడెన్షియల్ సొసైటీలో లేనంత గొప్పగా మన సోషల్ వెల్ఫేర్ రీజనల్ స్కూల్లో ఇవాళ 17 మందికి IIT సీట్లు వచ్చాయి. ఇవాళే వాళ్ళతో కరచాలనం చేసి వస్తున్నాను. ఈరోజు గౌరవ ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు వాళ్ళందరికీ చాలా హెల్ప్ చేశారు. చాలా స్వచ్ఛంద సంస్థలు వాళ్ళకు ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఫ్రీ లోన్స్ ఇవ్వడానికి కూడా ముందరికి వస్తున్నారు. ఇట్ ఈజ్ ఓన్లీ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ సపోర్ట్. మన టీచర్లకు కూడా ఎంతో గొప్ప ఇవాళ మేము ఒక ట్రైనింగ్ ఇనాగ్రేట్ చేసాము మన టీచర్లందరికీ కూడా. వాళ్ళందరికీ అమెరికా, ఇంగ్లాండ్లో ఉండే రీడింగ్ వైజ్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్తో మంచి చక్కటి ఇంగ్లీష్లో ఇచ్చే ప్రోగ్రాం, అంటే వాళ్ళందరి కమ్యూనికేషన్ స్కిల్స్ డెవలప్ అయ్యి మీ అందరికీ చాలా చక్కటి విద్య అందించే విధంగా తీసుకొస్తున్నాం. అదేవిధంగా చాలా ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ చేపట్టాం. ఈ సంవత్సరం అయితే మీకు యూత్ పార్లమెంట్ పెట్టాం. మై డియర్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, యూత్ పార్లమెంట్ ఈజ్ గోయింగ్ టు మేక్ యూ యాజ్ గ్రేట్ లీడర్స్. You are going to understand the politics, economics, civics, commerce, whatnot. This youth parliament is going to give you a great perspective. My request to you is that you must help each other to understand the spirit of this youth parliament. And then you must try to understand how our legislatures work, how acts are made in the country. So you please take the interest in youth parliament, and that is going to give you tremendous confidence. My dear friends, I am also going to introduce from the headquarter, we are going to introduce a lot of competitions this time. One would be Chief Minister's Challenge. The Chief Minister's Challenge would be for quiz competitions. So you will form yourselves into different groups, and then first there will be district level quiz competitions, and then zonal level quiz competitions, followed by state level quiz competition, and then winning team would get 15,000 to 20,000 rupees. We haven't decided, but it will be definitely more than 15,000 rupees and a rolling trophy and a gold medal. My dear friends, similarly, we are going to conduct an essay writing competition. That is chairman's challenge. Then that is vice chairman challenge. So then third thing is we are going to conduct an elocution competition. Again, both English and Telugu, essay writing also in English and Telugu, and then that is again chairman's challenge. Chairman is our honorable minister for social welfare. So there also you get wonderful prizes. Similarly, science fair, this time we are going to introduce economics. So isari arthika shastram kuda introduce cheyabothunam. Economics, politics, then other related finance, and then geography, all this stuff we are going to introduce in science fairs. Similarly, my dear friends, on sports front, we are not only going to conduct the district zonal sports meets, but this time we are going to prepare our children to scale mountains. We are going to sign a memorandum of understanding with Transcend Adventures. And then Transcend Adventures are going to train, that organization is going to train us in mountaineering. So first you will continue pass basic mountaineering, then followed by advanced mountaineering in Himalayas, and then after that You will, some of you who the fittest persons in you will scale Mount Everest as well. Friends, you will not only scale Mount Everest, physical Mount Everest, we will see that you will scale all the mountains in your life. All the mountains, be it career or whatever. Friends, I hope we have really worked very hard to design the notebooks in your notebooks given to you. So this time, for the first time, we have added photographs of all the outstanding alumni in our society. So these alumni, their photographs will continue to inspire you. And then for deliberately we have kept one photograph slot vacant so that you can paste your photograph on that. And then you try to imagine yourself, and then you try to work towards that goal. You try to work hard towards that goal and then try to become like that. On the second page, we have printed APSWREIS Code of Conduct. My dear friends, every day, don't ever forget, every day in your prayer, you are going to recite these 10 commandments. The first commandment is, you will not feel inferior to anyone. The second commandment is, you will do whatever you like, and then you do it differently. The third commandment is, you will always be leader wherever you are. When I say leader, it is not only wearing one cotton cloth shirt and then doing some leadership. No, leadership means being always ahead of others is leadership. Being a model citizen is leadership. Keeping our surroundings clean is leadership. So these are some of the commandments. Like that, there are 10 commandments. 10 commandments. Every day you have to remember those commandments. Another promise you must give to your secretary is, you will keep your surroundings very, very clean. My dear friends, wherever I went, all your surroundings were really, really, really bad. Very few schools, there was cleanliness and hygiene. But most of the schools, they are not at all clean. How can we blame others when our own schools are not good, when our own dormitories are bad? There is a very great lesson in your 8th class English textbook, My New Blue Dress. This new blue dress clearly tells you that if you work hard, if you work as a team, you can keep your surroundings very, very clean. My dear friends, the promise which you are going to give to your secretary is that you will keep your surroundings very clean. You will not throw trash anywhere except the trash cans. దయచేసి మీ సరౌండింగ్స్, మీ రూమ్స్లో అన్నీ కూడా క్లీన్గా పెట్టుకోవాలి. అది మీ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ. మనం ఎవడో వచ్చి ఏదో చేయాలంటే కుదరదు. అలాగే ఇంకొక విషయం ఏమిటంటే, చాలా చోట్ల కూడా ఎస్పెషల్లీ బాయ్స్ స్కూల్స్లో చాలా చోట్ల కూడా మనకు ఓపెన్గా డెఫికేషన్ జరుగుతుంది. అంటే బహిరంగంగా మనం చెంబులు పట్టుకోనో, లేకపోతే మగ్స్ పట్టుకోనో, మన బహిరంగ సీసాలు పట్టుకోనో, వాటిలో నీళ్లు పట్టుకోనో, మనం నీళ్లు లేని చోట అంటే నేను అర్థం చేసుకోగలను, నీళ్లు ఉన్న చోట కూడా ట్యాప్లను విరగొట్టి అలా మనం బయటికి బహిర్భూమికి వెళ్ళడం, మలమూత్ర విసర్జనలకు వెళ్ళడం అనేది జరుగుతోంది. మై డియర్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, నేను ఒక రీసెర్చ్ చదివాను, చాలా గొప్ప రీసెర్చ్ ఈ మధ్యనే. ఏంటంటే, ఎవరైతే బహిర్భూమికి వెళ్తారో, ఎవరైతే మలమూత్ర విసర్జన బహిర్భూమిలో అంటే బహిరంగంగా చేస్తారో, ఆ ఏరియాలో మనం చాలా బ్యాక్టీరియా అనేది విపరీతంగా డెవలప్ అవుతుంది. ఆ బ్యాక్టీరియా అనేది ఈగల ద్వారా, దోమల ద్వారా మన బాడీలోకి వచ్చేస్తుంది, మనం తినే పదార్థంలోకి వస్తుంది. ఇటీవలే మనం స్టేషన్ గన్పూర్లో 130 మంది హాస్పిటలైజ్ అయ్యారు ఒకటే రోజు. అంటే ఎంత దారుణమైన విషయం చూడండి, 130 మంది హాస్పిటలైజ్ అయ్యారు. అదే కాకుండా ఈ విధంగా బహిరంగ మలమూత్రణ చేసేవాళ్ళు మన దేశంలో దాదాపుగా 1 కోటి మంది పైగా ఉన్నారు. 1 కోటి మంది కాదు, 1 కోటి మంది కన్నా ఎక్కువనే ఉన్నారు. సో నేను ఎందుకు చెప్తున్నా అంటే, 100 మిలియన్ల జనాభా బయట మలమూత్ర విసర్జన చేస్తున్నారు. దీనివల్ల రీసెర్చ్ ఏం చెప్తుందంటే, ఎవరైతే బహిర్భూమికి వెళ్తున్నారో, బహిరంగ ప్రదేశాల్లో మలమూత్ర విసర్జనకు వెళ్తున్నారో వాళ్ళ పొడవు తక్కువ అవుతుందట. ఇది చాలా విచిత్రంగా అనిపించింది. వాళ్ళ పొడవు తక్కువ అవుతుంది, తర్వాత వాళ్ళకు రాబోయే వైటమిన్స్, న్యూట్రియంట్స్ ఇవన్నీ రావడం లేదు. దానివల్ల వాళ్ళ బుద్ధి కూడా తక్కువ అవుతుంది. సో ద గైస్ హూ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు డెఫికేట్ ఇన్ ఓపెన్ ఏరియాస్, ఇన్ ద ఫీల్డ్స్,